all of our friends are here. So what I'd like to do today, I'm gonna generally it's a flow 1-2 class. So that just means lots of options depending on how you're feeling, right? It's funny. So I asked our 13-year-old son today for some inspiration. I was like, hey, what do you think I should teach in class today? Just seeking sources of, wisdom. And he's like, Mom, you know my favorite pose. I'm like, well, what is it? He's like, Shavasana. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to get up. There'll be a lot of moving around in the middle, but we're going to start in Shavasana. So you can do that with traditional legs apart and relaxed, or if it feels better, knees in or knees out, right? So you can pick some relaxed, reclined position. Good. And wherever you are, it seemed to fit in with my kind of idea of a theme for this month, which is Santosha. So in whatever position you're in, can you invite yourself to see and feel what is good, what is enough, what is positive? There's lots of ways to define enoughness, right? So where in your body, if it's your hands or your face or your breath or your mind or your heart, do you feel a sense of enough? And if you don't feel that right now, that's okay too. See if you can imagine a place that helps you to feel that sense of peace or a sense of enough. And I invite you now and throughout the rest of your practice to come back to that feeling. So inviting yourself to explore, letting go of expectation and arriving wherever you are on the path with the sense of acceptance, one breath at a time. So in that reclined position or wherever you are, we're going to do a few like spinal movements. So it might feel nice to bend your knees if you're reclined. And I'm going to have you start to engage a little muscle energy. So bring your elbows about as wide as your yoga mat with your fingers pointing up towards the sky. And roll your shoulder blades underneath you deeply. And then as you inhale, you're going to do a reclined cat-cow. So as you inhale, bum is down, heart is up. And as you exhale, engage your core and press down your low back, your back rib cage, and engage your lower abs. And if you like that with your breath, so you're going to do your reclined cat-cow. Inhaling, imagining all the vertebrae of the spine are lifting up off the ground. And as you exhale, you're pressing all the vertebrae back down into the earth. Good. A few more like that. And maybe it might feel more comfortable now to bring your feet hip distance apart and your knees pointing towards the sky, right? So we can all kind of come together in that shape. Few breaths, inhaling, reclining, back bend, exhaling, reclining core work, pressing your back ribs and your lower abs down onto the ground. Okay, good. And then go ahead and keep your arms, your shoulders as they are, but release your hands either down onto the ground or the grass with your palms facing up. And I'd love for you to not tuck your tailbone, but press your back ribs down. Slide your right leg straight along the earth with your toes pointing up. And then lift your leg about 6 inches. So you're engaging your thigh, engaging your core, but keep your back rib cage all the way on the ground. Okay, good. So that's going to be constant. And as you exhale, you're going to lift yourself into a one-leg bridge so that your thighs become parallel. And as you exhale, lower back down. A few like that with your breath. Inhaling, lifting your hips. Exhale, lowering them back down. Yep, good. A few like that. Breathing. Nice. Really stamp down center of your left heel, left big toe, small toe mound. And then next time you get to your one leg bridge on that side, pause and hold. Yeah, so you can feel that both your low back and your lower abdomen are long and strong. Breathing there. Yes, hips and pelvis are relatively level. That looks good. And exhale, lower down. Go ahead and bend both knees. Take your feet a little bit wider apart and enjoy a few windshield wipers. Both knees fall one way and then the other. Yeah, enjoying your breath. So awakening the hips and legs, embodying our intention of enoughness, strong, open, present. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. Parallel your feet, knees to the sky. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the earth, and then slide your left leg long against the ground. And lift that leg about 6 inches and engage all the muscles of the legs. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. Now exhale, lift your hips, bring your thighs till they're parallel. And exhale, lower back down. Let's reverse the breath, sorry. Exhale, lift your hips up. And inhale as you lower them back down. Good. A few back and forth at your own pace, keeping the pelvis and hips relatively level, and that lifted leg is engaged. It can be flexed or pointed, but it's alive, right? It's conscious. And then next time you lift your hips, thighs are parallel, pause there, hold, breathe. One leg bridge. Yeah, good. Again, long lower abdomen and lower back. Strong through the lower body. Breathing. Okay, very nice. And exhale, lower back down. Let's do one more thing here before we get up. Take your arms out to a T shape with your palms facing up. And I want you to let the shoulders and the arms stay part of the foundation. Go ahead and lift your legs so that your shins are parallel to the earth. Big toes touching. And as you exhale, take your knees as far as you like to the right without lifting your left shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale to the other side. Yeah, good. And you can go a little or a lot, right? So keeping the shoulders on the earth is really going to provide your foundation. And then your legs can go a little or a lot to the side. Big toes are touching, breathing as you go. Finding that sort of harmony between the lower abdomen and the low back. Yeah, very nice. Okay, good. And when you're ready, go ahead and come back to the center. Give your knees a big squeeze into your body. Be like big breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. So if it feels good, you can rock and roll up and down a few times. If you prefer to roll to the side, you can do that instead. Okay, so taking a few breaths, you can make it big and playful or small and gentle. And whenever we get there, we're going to come to a comfortable seat with our feet parallel, hip distance apart. Okay. So I want you to kind of roll to the front edge of your sitting bones, bring your hands behind you, and point your thumbs so they're also pointing straight ahead, and then roll your shoulders back. Pause for a moment. Maybe you close your eyes. Breathe wide across your collarbones, your upper back. At the same time, press down into your big toe mound, inner heels, enjoying your breath. Yep. Good. And from there, we're going to add an optional movement. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale as you lower. Just a couple times like that. So you can hold or you can move the breath. Inhaling when you lift and exhaling when you lower. Good. And so keeping that grounded quality through your hands, your fingers, your feet. Yep. And letting the breath lead the movement. Next time you get to pick which one feels best today, right? So you can stay either seated or lifted and hold and breathe. Smooth out your inhale, exhale. Yeah, exactly. And any additional movement that would help you feel that greater sense of contentment. And when you're ready, exhale, lower your buttocks down, roll to the front of your sitting bones, take hold of the backs of your thighs, and lift up your legs. Okay, good. So knees can be bent, heart can be lifted. I know it's early in the practice, so just trying to find that long spine on both the front and the back. Option to turn your arms out to the sides. Okay, good. Option to gaze slightly up or even close the eyes. So finding a sense of peace doesn't mean being passive necessarily, right? So we can be strong and open. And when you're crossing your legs, go ahead and make your way forward into your tabletop. Let's do it this way for today. Go ahead and come down onto your forearms, palms together, elbows apart. Same thing with your legs, knees apart, big toes together. And let's do our cat-cows here. So kind of like we did on our backs. Inhale, let your upper back soften in, lift your tail. And as you exhale, round your spine and spread your shoulder blades. You like that with your breath. Inhaling into your forearm cow. Yeah. Exhaling into your forearm cat. Awesome. Let your breath lead you. You can go slower, faster than my cues. And let there be those little pauses between the breaths. Looks good, everybody. And then next time you come to your inhale, lift your tail, let your upper back soften in. Imagine you had a strap around your elbows and actually press out through your elbows and bring your ribs and your face parallel to the earth. You can stay here or stretch your legs back into your forearm plank and pause there, breathe. A little bit like we've been doing throughout the practice. I want you to feel long and strong both on the back and the fronts. Yep, you're doing awesome. Smooth inhale, smooth exhale. Sometimes moving, sometimes holding. And then let's all lower the knees. 10 toenails down on the earth. Drag your ribs forward and come into a Sphinx pose. So you might need to walk your elbows a little further forward and tone your belly. Let your heart shine forward. Breathing here. If you want to change the arms, you can bring them parallel. Smooth breath. Yeah, good. Okay, nice. At any point throughout the practice, you can always take this instead of cobra. Let's exhale, lower down. Bend your elbows, bring your hands at your side rib cage. Again, elongate the legs. Let's move with the breath. Inhale, rise, cobra. And exhale, lower back down. A couple like that. Inhaling, rise, cobra. Good. Exhale, lowering down. So you can move again at your own pace. Elbows will stay a little bit bent. Feet are super heavy, like someone standing on your feet. Yeah, good. And then next time you get to that position where it feels nice, pause there, hold, breathe. You can stay stationary, or if it feels okay on your low back, you can look over your shoulder. And exhale, lower back down. Curl your toes, engage your core. Inhale, plank or half plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So lift your hips high in the air. Feel free to pedal through your legs. Child's pose is always available. Also, sitting on your shins is a good chill out spot, right? Breathing there. Smooth out your breath. Okay. Let's flow nice and slowly, right? Like you've never done a vinyasa before. Inhale, shift forward to your plank. Go onto your tippy toes. Exhale all the way to the ground with or without your knees. And just like we did a cobra, one more time. Inhale, drag your ribs forward. Support your lower back with your lower belly toned. Exhale, lower back down to the ground. Curl your toes, lift your abs. Inhale, plank or half plank. Nice. Exhale, lead with your legs, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Notice what it feels like to breathe upside down. right? Can you find or invite yourself to see what's good here? To let go of what expectation down dog should look like and instead explore what it feels like. Okay, when you're ready, bend your knees, lift your gaze, step or jump forward to your hands. Exhale, forward folds. Bend your knees for this first one. Slowly roll up to standing. Shoulders float up and back. And you can close your eyes. And remember what it felt like just a minute ago when we were lying on the earth. So that support is behind you, right? An imaginary wall behind your skull, your shoulders, your ribs, your hips, and your legs. And see if you can stay connected to that. Nice, easy flow. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right, left foot stays grounded. Inhale, back to the center, reach up. Exhale, side bend the other way. Keep your right foot grounded. Inhale to your center, palms forward. Exhale, cactus your arms, feel like a cobra in the air. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold, touch the ground. Inhale, step back to your plank pose with or without your knees. Exhale, shift forward and lower all the way to the ground. We're gonna add one more thing. I know you guys know it, but I wanna just do it really slowly the first time. So if you're going into a cobra, your hands are at your side ribs. If you wanna use upward dog, your hands are actually way back further towards your low rib cage, which requires more openness in the chest. So you can either inhale, come to your cobra, or inhale, come to your upward dog, but pause and hold. Tone your low belly, your choice, right? Yeah. So up dog, arms are straight, legs are straight. And then from all poses, let's lower the knees, engage your core, lower all the way to the ground. Curl your toes underneath you. Inhale, plank or half plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Any movement you enjoy here, you can shift your hips side to side, front to back. Yeah, good. Breathing. When you're ready, bend your knees, lift your gaze, separate jump forward. Exhale, forward folds. This time, inhale, use your legs, come all the way up to standing, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart or down at your sides. Just pause for a moment, eyes open or closed. Is there somewhere you can let go a little bit, right? Whether it's, again, a repetitive thought or a place in your body that feels tense. And in that space, exhale. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Reach through thumbs and fingers. Exhale, side bend the other way. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, any amount of back bend, support from your core, cactus arm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the ground. Inhale, step back to your plank pose. This time your choice. Exhale, chaturanga halfway down or all the way to the ground. And either cobra or up dog as we did it, right? So really conscious. Yeah, nice. Exhale, backing up, downward facing dog. Use your legs, release your head. Spin your inner upper arm towards the sky. Root down through all of your fingertips, more weight into your fingertips. Yeah, good. And when you're ready, bend your knees, lift your gaze, separate jump forward to your hands. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart or down at your sides. Pause for a moment, breathe. So we're going to take Uttanasana, and you can choose feet together or apart. We're going to sit down into our little chair pose. We've done this one, but it's been a little while. So we're going to imagine that we're like Atlas and we're holding something heavy like the world on our hands. And we're going to sit back into our chair. Okay, so flex your wrists until your hands get pretty parallel to the sky and then spread all 10 fingers. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So from here, as you inhale, really kind of feel like we had kettlebells or something. And stand up, but keep your wrists flexed. Inhale. As you exhale, sit back down. And if you like that with your breath, inhaling, press up, flex your wrists. Good. Exhale as you sit back down. Yeah, really nice. So if you like that at your own pace, again, feet apart or together is totally cool. Breathing. Okay, great. Next time we come to the standing up position, pause there. And just look for a minute and spin your hands until your thumbs are parallel. Yeah, good. Okay. And you can go wider too, right? Like just like down dog. Good. And then bring your ears between your upper arms. If you're feeling adventurous, find a gazing point, lift your heels up, tiptoe balance. And really kind of find that length front and back. Yeah, nice job, everybody. So your choice to keep your heels up or lower them down. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hinging at your hips. Release your head. Smooth out your breath. Take it. And then when you're ready, lowering your heels back down. Try to alternate stepping. So use your non-habitual leg. Inhale, step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga or your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. So keep that left arm really strong, grounding through your fingertips. Lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Go ahead and roll your right hip open a little bit. You can bend your right knee if that feels nice. And you might want to come up onto right fingertips. So really, again, sort of imagine your right hand's like a suction cup. Pause there, breathe. And then as you're ready, that gives you a little more space when you step through. So take your right leg all the way forward between your hands. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, come on up, high lunge, arms towards the sky. Pause there. Okay, so you can choose. You can stay with traditional arms, no problem. If you want to kind of work on that wrist flexion, you can turn your palms forward, flex them back. And we'll just pulse a little bit with the breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, again, like we did in Uttanasana, bend the elbows, thumbs towards your shoulders. Inhale, stand up, push up. Yeah, good. If you like that with your breathing, nice. That front knee's tracking towards your toes, your pinky toes. Good. Okay, great. And then next time you come to the bent position, pause there. And if you want, you can take your hands behind you on your hips, roll your shoulders back, and maybe lift your gaze. Yeah, let the shoulders float up and then back. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, good. Bring your ribs to your front thigh, frame your front foot, hands on fingertips or blocks, and then move that front leg towards straight. For this first one, the back heel's lifted, that's okay. And fold over your front leg, release your head. You can experiment in that forward fold, right? With like shifting some weight forward and back a little bit. I mean, it's not a big movement. It's like feel the weight in the balls of the feet and the toes, and then a little back. Like it's super tiny, but enjoy your breath. Yeah, good. Release the back of the head a little bit. Nice. Okay, good job, everybody. And then when you're ready, rebend your front knee. Plant your left hand at the front left corner, this time all the way down, right? And step your right foot halfway back. Coming into half Vashisthasana, right arm to the sky. Option to stay there, or you can bring your right hand behind your head and sort of zip up lower abdomen, low back. Breathing there. So it's not so much of a back bend in this form, right? It's just nice and long and strong. That looks awesome. Breathing good, everybody. Nice. And then when you're ready, exhale, untwist. Step yourself back to your plank pose. Optional 1 or 2 leg vinyasa, nice and slow. Enjoy your breath. You can take a rest if you prefer in seated virasana or child's pose at any point. Good. Feel your hands on the earth, whichever pose you're in. In a moment, no rush, we'll meet up in our downward dog. And lift your left leg up. Roll that hip open a little bit, option to bend your knee. And if you'd like, come on to left fingertip. So they're like a little tent. Breathing there. When we have the fingertips, it gives us more space for stepping through. So you could step your left leg forward between your hands. Back heel stays up. Inhale, coming up to your high lunge. And take it. Yeah, great. Front knees tracking towards your front toes. That looks good, everybody. Okay, so same choice. You can stay with traditional arms, or we can turn the palms forward one last time. Flex the wrist back. And then inhale, move the front leg towards straight. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, bring them right in, thumbs towards your shoulders. Inhale as you press up through your hands and your hip. Good. Exhale as you bend. Beautiful. At your own pace, couple times. Breathing. Good. And then when you come to that bent leg position, you can stay where you are, or you can take your hands around to the top of the sacrum. Roll the shoulders back. Maybe gaze up. And then really lift and then lead with your rib cage towards your front thighs. Frame your front foot. Move that leg towards straight. And bow your heart towards your shin. And again, if it helps, you can micro bend your front knee to the tiniest bit, engage your quads, the front of the thigh, and shift more weight into the big toe mound, small toe mound, all 5 toes. Yeah, good. Release your head, couple breaths. So Shauna, you can take your right hip slightly back and up. Yeah, exactly. Good. Nice. And then from all positions, you can stay here. That's great. If you want, re-bend your front leg. Plant your right hand, front right corner. Step your left leg back halfway. And then roll to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Left arm to the sky. Option to bring that hand behind the head. Gently hug the outer hips in and really elongate both on the lower abdomen and the low back. So it's not so much a back bend as it is like a nice solid side plank. Yeah, good. Great, everybody. And when you're ready, exhale, untwist. You can stay in any relaxation pose or you can flow through. Enjoy your breath. Take your time. And when you're ready, bend your knees, lift your gaze, step or jump forward to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkarasana, traditional arms, so they can be forward or up. And then exhale, hands to your heart or down at your sides. Pause for a moment and breathe. One kind of like that, but a little different. So let's take our feet a tiny bit further apart this time. Still parallel, and then we're going to interlace the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders back. So if that doesn't work, no worries, just make 2 fists instead, okay? So from that position, inhale, little tiny back bend. Breathing. Yeah, that looks good. Nice. Okay. And now bend your knees just like Utkarasana, strong through your legs, ribs to thighs. And then you can take your arms overhead in the amount, release your head. And if that doesn't work on your shoulders, you can use a strap if you're at home, or you can release your arms, no problem. Yeah, good. Yeah, and if you want to add that little bit of a twist, it's so nice. Left ribs to left thigh. You can roll the right shoulder open. Right ribs to right thigh and roll your left shoulder open. Good. And then come back to the center. Inhale, step back to a tabletop position. We're going to kind of do a similar flow, but on forearms. So like we started, go ahead and bring your forearms down to the ground. We can start with our palms together, elbows apart. And stretch your legs back into your forearm plank. Pause there, breathe. Okay, good. So from there, we're going to come into our forearm dog. So press down your pinky fingers and your elbows, bend your knees, lift your hips up to the sky, and then release your ears between your upper arms. So one option is to stay there. Another option, lift your right leg up towards the sky and roll it open. If you're still feeling balanced, you could come onto your right fingertips, sort of like sometimes called a variation of Pinch Mayurasana. Pause there, breathe. And then from all positions, we can come back and lift one hand and the other hand into our three-legged dog. Sweep your right leg all the way forward between your hands. Keep your back heel lifted. Inhale, come on up, high lunge. Pause there, breathe. Okay, good. And then let's spin our back left heel down into warrior two. Right hand behind the head, left hand on your hip. And reverse or side bend your warrior. If that hand behind your head feels too much, bring it up towards the sky instead, no problem. Yeah, great. Front knee flows forward. And from all positions, let's move the front leg towards straight. Really engage the front of the thigh. Reach out for triangle pose. Right hand shin block or ground. Left one towards the sky. Option to stay there if you want to add half moon. Heel toe your left leg in a little bit. And you can either use a block or your water bottle or your fingertips for half moon. Yeah, good. Make sure that front knee though is pointing towards the front of your mat. Yes, that'll make your leg happier. Good, smooth breath. And in any amount of time, we'll be back in warrior two. So reach through your top left leg, bend your front leg, pause, breathe. And windmill towards the earth. Optional flowing through. So you can step back, vinyasa, or chill, right? Up to you. Feel your hands on the earth, feel your feet. And then again, let's go ahead and shift forward into your plank pose. Lower your knees. Bring your forearms down on the ground. This time, if it's comfortable, you can separate your forearms. That'll make the next pose a little easier and more stable. It's okay to do it this way too. And then we can come back into our forearm plank. So you can have palms together or forearms parallel. Yeah, that's good. And then go ahead, bend your knees, lift your hips high into your forearm plank, down dog. Good. Release the sides of the neck a little bit. Awesome. Option to stay there or lift your left leg up towards the sky. Head is still off the ground. That looks good, everybody. If you want more challenge, you could go ahead and come onto your left fingertips if you want, right? Breathing there. If you feel like it's possible, you could lift your right elbows, while you're still on fingertips. And then sweep your left leg forward. That would be possible too. Okay, keeping your back heel lifted. Inhale, come on up. High lunge. Yeah, nice. Okay, and then spin your back, right heel down, warrior two, pause. Breathe. So you can bring your right hand on your hip, left hand behind your head. lift and side bend away from the front leg. If that's too much on the top arm, it's okay to keep it straight. Okay, breathing there. Good. Let the front knee flow forward as the ribs rise away from that leg. And then you can move your front left leg towards straight. Reach out with your left hand. Left hand can come onto your shin, a block or a water bottle. Right arm to the sky. Triangle pose. Yeah, good. Find that same sort of sense of length from your low back and your lower abdomen together in harmony. Option to stay there or turn your gaze down. You might bend your front knee a little bit. That helps in that transition. Also can be useful to shorten the stance. And then coming into your half moon if you desire. Otherwise, holding triangle pose, right? They're just shapes for us to explore consciousness. Good. Breathing. Nice job, everybody. And we'll all meet back in warrior two. From all poses, let the front knee bend. Land, eyes open or closed, feel your feet. And option to windmill through. You can flow or come back to either a cat-cow or child's pose if that would feel better. And then we're all going to actually meet this time in a tabletop position. We're going to come into what one of our teachers calls shark fin, which I think is perfect. So you're going to bring yourself into your tabletop position. And you're going to bring your elbows forward and palms together like we just did. And then let your upper back soften in. If you feel like there's more space, you can do that suction cup thing with your fingers and let the palms actually move apart so that the fingertips are together, but the palms are moving away from one another. Yeah, good. Breathing, nice. Great. You can release your arms. Plant your hands, step yourself back into your plank. And when you go into down dog this time, think about like if your shoulders feel tight, don't feel shy to like take your hands a little wider, right? Like if it feels better, they can turn out a little bit. Like you can explore that and spin your inner arm forward. So when you're going into down dog, it's like the inner arm is going that way. And then release your head. Good. And then you can bend your knees, lift your gaze, step or jump forward to your hands. Exhale, forward folds. Use your legs, inhale, come all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart, or down at your sides, pause, breathe. So we're gonna balance if you want. You can be on the mat or on the ground. Let's take our left leg behind us to that 90-degree angle for Nataraj. We'll give you some options. So left knee is gonna go back, shoulders are gonna go back like we just did. Ribs can go back. Option to stay there. If you want, you can take hold of the left foot with the left hands. Yep, and then if you feel okay, you want to go further, you could add in the right hand, so it's also holding the left foot. Good, and then let the shoulders float up and back. Good, and tone your low belly. If it feels too much, that looks good. If it's too much with two hands, using one hand is good, okay? So we can kick the foot into the hand, and maybe we just tip forward a little. Really engage the glutes on the right side, and zip up your lower belly. Yeah, that looks awesome. Smooth breath. Nice, everybody. And coming back to standing. Release your legs. Take your feet a little wide. And finger arms out. So let's do the same thing other side. So you can bring your feet again about hip distance or closer. Take the right leg behind, knee back, good, shoulders back, ribs back. Option to take that foot with one or both hands. Yep, good. And you can take either the top of the foot or the ankle, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Good. Firm your left glutes. Option to stay here with one or two hands. You could kick the foot back. Breathing there. Yeah, nice. Good. Zip up the lower abdomen for support. And then come back, release your legs. Inhale, stand tall, reach up. Pause there for a moment. Reach up to your thumbs, your fingers. Option one more time to lift your heels. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Heels up or down, your choice. And from all places, let's go ahead, inhale, step back into your plank pose. Let's do one more thing here, and then we're gonna flip it back onto our back. So in our plank, you can do that on your hands or your forearms. Take your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, and then spin both heels to the right. And then once you've done that, you can use fingertips, or you can take that top arm to the sky. And if you still feel more comfortable this time, you can take the left leg behind you for wild thing. So zip up the lower abdomen and reach through the top arm. Option to stay there or bring that hand behind the head like we did earlier. Yeah, good. And if you're using the hand behind the head, you can press the skull back so you have like a headrest. Good. And then come back through the center. Lift your hips back, downward dog, just one breath. Inhale, shift forward. Plank pose, and then spin both heels the opposite way towards the left. Yep. Option to take that top arm to the sky. Option to take the top leg behind you, bend the knee, curl back. Wild thing. Yeah, good. Zip up the lower abdomen, top arm. It can, yeah, anything with that top arm and shoulder is cool, right? So out to the side, behind your head, movement or stillness. Awesome. And then exhale, come back to the center, plant your legs, and then come all the way down on your belly and just pause for a moment there. So you can come to a prone relaxation. You can make a little pillow if you want, lengthen your legs, relax your head either down or to the side. Notice what it feels like to breathe when you're lying on your stomach. So we're going to come all the way back around to where we started. We're going to just keep your head where it is and just flip over like a pancake onto your back. So you can just, you know, lead you around until you're back on your mat. And go ahead and bend your knees. So just like we started, pause there for a moment. I'm going to read you a short quote, and maybe it can inspire us for the next choices. So, may we accept the unavoidable stages of learning and getting better at anything. So that could be learning how to do a back bend or learning how to be the best human that we can in the present moment, right? So there's going to be unavoidable stages of growth and getting better at anything. So if you feel that doing a full back bend is in support of your well-being and growth, then that's the pose you're going to take. And if you prefer to stick with bridge, we're going to do that. Okay. So you can plant your hands if you're going to take a back bend, just like we did in Uttanasana. So bending the elbows and then pointing your thumbs in the direction of your shoulders with your thumbs roughly parallel. If you're going to take a bridge pose, we're going to go back to those robot arms, elbows about as wide as your yoga mat. Okay. So in either position, you're going to inhale, lift your hips. And if you're going into full back bend, you're going to press your hands into the earth, just like we did in all those standing poses. Good. So you're either in bridge or back bend. If you're super comfy in either of those poses, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Yeah, good. And if lifting the leg is too much, bringing the leg back down, right? Listening to your body. Okay, good. Now we're going to all come down and rest. Pause. Knees together, knees apart. Chill for a sec. Okay, good. So if you feel pain in your joints, like your wrist, your shoulder, your low back, anywhere like that, in that full back bend, then maybe that's not the place right now for today. If it feels like it's just hard and tight, then fine, right? No problem. There's some growth and expansion that will happen. So we're gonna do it one more time so you get to pick again. So either bridge pose or back bend. Set yourself up, feel your foundation. And then as you're ready, inhale, lift up your hips. If you're in back bend, straighten your arms, press the earth away, and lift up your head. Good. If you're feeling easy, then left knee to your chest, leg towards the sky, one leg bridge or one leg back bend. Yeah, good, exactly. Breathing, good job, everybody. And in your own time, whenever that is, you can lower your leg, lower your body, relax. Knees can fall together or apart. Show your breath. Smooth inhale, smooth exhale. So in the next few moments, when you feel ready, you can take your feet about as wide as your yoga mat and enjoy a few windshield wipers, side to side. Yeah, if the sun has moved and your face is now in the sun, you're welcome to like readjust your mat. And then when your knees go to the right side, you can let them stay there. Or option to flex your right foot on top of your left knee, or just really above the knee on your thigh and hold there instead. When it feels like you're ready to switch sides, let your legs uncross if they are, bend them over to the left. Option to stay there or flex your left foot on top of your right thigh. So when it's feeling even side to side, go ahead and come back through the center. Bring your legs closer together, taking a figure four on the right. So flex your right foot this time, the same position, but legs are a little different, right? So flex your right foot to the outside of your left thigh, but this time hug your knees into your chest. You can again enjoy either stillness or movement, like rotating the ankles. And if your body feels pretty easy and comfortable, you're welcome to move your left leg towards straight and then take hold of behind your left calf. And let's do the other thing, same thing, other side, and crossing the legs. Left foot flexes the outside of the right thigh. Option to hug the legs in here. And if you did so on the other side, then you could straighten your right leg and take hold of the back of your right calf. Good, and then I invite you usually to take any one final pose that you like before Shavasana. So you could take happy baby, you could take a shoulder stand, a plow, any Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever you like before final relaxation. Take about 10 breaths or a couple minutes. And finally, one more time, letting go of any unnecessary struggle. Maybe a nice big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And coming into any enjoyable, comfortable relaxation pose. Take your time if you're finishing up on the other side, no rush. you have more time to remain in Shavasana, please feel free to do that. If you're ready to start to move, feel free to deepen your breath. You nice big inhale, exhale. If you like, you can roll gently to one side and pause there for a moment. In that side lying position, really just allowing yourself to invite that sense of enoughness into the rest of your day. Giving thanks for this time. And then when you're ready, and come up to any comfortable seats. If you're at home, you might have your pets with you or friends or housemates or whatever it is, right? In the park, we've got the breeze and a photo shoot over to the side. So, embracing all of it. In that seated position, you're welcome to inhale, take your arms up towards the sky, maybe spread your fingers. And as you exhale, bring your palms together, either on or in front of your heart. Throughout the rest of our day and maybe even our week, maybe connect to that enoughness in ourselves and each other and all things. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. Namaste.